All right. I'm going to lean in on this take.
All right. The way this guy's angled, I kind of want to be like, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the garage. I love that I welcome ladies and gentlemen to the show.
Yeah.
Like, oh, one for what the two ladies that maybe tune in.
Yeah.
Though I feel like we've seen. I think we get a few.
We draw some ladies.
I'm sorry to them. Anyway, welcome to That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf, the super golf-centric YouTube show. I'm Bill Bush, DriveRangeHeroes.com, at Range Heroes on all the social medias. That is Chris McEwen, at Chris McEwen on those same platforms,
yes.
if you will. When you edit this, I'm sorry about that yell right into the mic there.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to everyone.
Well, you'll edit it
listening.
so it doesn't hurt them as much.
Fair.
Anyway, if you're just joining us for the first time, we thank you. Welcome. Go down below, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified every single time.
Yeah.
We post a video or a short.
Yeah. Well,
you're a big short uploader.
Tell you what, the shorts are banging.
They're banging.
The one where I call you a jerk, where we're bickering on the golf course.
That's a good one.
Been killed. People, and it shows like just kind of a behind the scenes thing. It shows like how much of the short is watched. You know, like if it's 50%, 75%, 100%, people are watching that more than once. It's like average viewership is 175%.
That's funny.
So they're watching it more.
Let's talk about that video. Oh, if you're listening to the podcast, thank you.
Yeah.
You're the best. Keep
Sorry
telling
we haven't
people.
been around. We took a couple weeks off, I feel like.
Yeah. We really forgot how to do garage show. Feels good to be back in the garage.
It does.
A little behind the scenes talk again. Chris and I are talking about some future opportunities and where to do this show. Not what to do. We know what we're gonna do. But like one thing I feel like we can't give up is like we have to have garage shows. That's
we're gonna do
that's who
shows,
we are
for sure. Yeah,
we belong.
It's our roots.
We belong in a garage. Let's face it.
I even thought about like, what if we like as a winter project, like winterize this place and like, insulated, put some drywall up and like really kind of did it up. But even then I think we'd have to keep like this part of the garage untouched.
Yeah, it's just not who we are.
And then the rest of it.
Well, think of how often we talk about, and you can't see it, and we won't give too much behind the scenes. You can sort of see some over Chris's shoulder, but like Liam's Hot Wheels collection got designated to the garage, and half of it's on its way out.
Stuff
but
all over the place.
We've talked about like, hey, we could really dial this in, do it a little golf guy, cool guy in the garage. We don't want to. It wouldn't be who we are.
Sometimes I do want to, but then I also appreciate the rawness.
Yeah,
of the visuals.
I could see when you get going on one of your.
Like if you gave me a week in this place,
if I gave myself a week,
I could
in this
do some
place,
damage in here.
There's other things to do that are way more important.
Yeah, but not for me. Like you're raising children.
Okay, I will give you a week here. I would love to.
Really?
And I will.
Can I throw away anything I want to throw away?
Absolutely not.
Okay. You wouldn't actually need to throw away anything because you have so many golf bags too. You could create a real nice display. I mean, it would be better than the
can't tell you,
display.
as I am coming into all these random old golf bags, how much I'm like, no, you don't understand. This is going to actually make my life more efficient and cleaner and nicer.
Right. Like you could have this whole row, listeners, I'm pointing to the right side of his garage, just lined with golf bags. With clubs.
You see where I'm going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like a true, we call this a museum, like a true museum.
Post Goodwill Games, I'm already like lining up buyers and donation acceptors for getting rid of so much of this shit. All right. Anyways, thanks for we're back and listening to the podcast. Thank you. Make sure you tell your friends, you rate it, you comment, you do all the things. All right. I think that covers call to action. We haven't done a regular show in so long. Man, we really haven't talked in a long time. That I think about it.
We're after the round together where we shot 7 over somehow combined, which was miraculous.
So
God bless handicaps.
Let's talk about that show.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny watching it because you can tell in the beginning we were very uncomfortable.
We're very
we don't know what to do, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think even the short and our bickering, it really did capture us well because so much of our bickering is like a quick escalation and then a quick come down where we both agree, like, yeah,
right. And then we're laughing about the whole.
that's pretty fair.
Right.
Like, God, you guys aren't mad at each other. Like, no, lines up. Yeah. Yep. No, he was right. He couldn't see through the window, and I should have known that.
I mean, I really feel, once we got comfortable, it was a pretty good glimpse into our.
If you watch that show, if you did, leave a comment below. Let us know if we need to do more like that. Yeah, because that could be could do more in the. If you watch it, we comment how we can do more winter shows with that setup.
Oh my God, for sure.
I did think about for the garage show tonight rigging up the cart cover. Be like, I got it set up. We're gonna do it in the cart cover tonight.
Oh my God, it was really super warm.
It's delightful.
It was.
All right, before we get going, as you know, it's Thanksgiving this past week. Correct. As we're recording, and Black Friday, and with Black Friday means Goose Island Bourbon County Day.
Right.
Which
day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, yeah.
And Christmas sometimes. So I thought tonight we should, for tradition, because we did last year, break into it and try some. So,
all right, what do we have?
I'm going to give you a choice, okay?
Okay, great, cool.
Hold this.
All right. I'll describe what's happening for the podcast listeners. Bill is going into a bag. Oh, you've got, oh God.
To do the 30th anniversary, Bourbon County.
Okay.
They did. Do you want to do that?
That's just a straight stout.
I believe
no
so.
variant to that.
Well, it says here, find every crafty bourbon, fulfilling the last, yep. It doesn't say anything. No, there's something unique about
it's this. It's the barrel, right?
Aged.
Basil Hayden barrel?
Yes.
Yeah.
In a barrel of Basil Hayden Booker's
Knob Creek.
Yes. So there's that. Regular stout.
30 years. God, that's wild. Oh, Jesus.
Or the barley wine is back in an old Fitzgerald barrel.
That's pretty fun.
Which one would you like?
Let's do the 30 year. Let's go traditional stout beer.
This box looks complicated to open.
It does. I think there you go. It's like a what's in the box episode.
It's the box.
There we go. Yes.
Little hang tag there for you. Put it around our golf guy.
There you go.
All right, let's just open this up and stop with the pomp and circumstance.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'll interview about any standout Thanksgiving meal, side or dish.
I smoked a turkey.
Okay. Did you spatchcock it?
I did not this year.
Okay.
I saw an Aaron Franklin video and it looked delightful. If you don't know him, he is a famous barbecuist.
Okay.
In Austin, Texas. Maybe one of the best in the world. And his turkey looked fantastic. And I said, you know what? I want to try that. So I smoked a turkey and it was awesome. You can see that like grease pile over there.
Oh, yeah.
That is butter and turkey drippings. That's some on our table here. But it was so good. My wife did our usual white Alabama sauce.
Oh, that's right. That's 3 years in a row now running on that?
She loves it. She's like, we're doing it. But this year we didn't like cover the turkey in it. We did it more like a dip or a sauce on your side. So we went that route. Okay. And it was so good.
How big a turkey do you smoke?
I did 12 pounds.
Oh, so a little guy.
Well, I feel like it's a nice medium one. Like if you go any smaller than that, it's too small.
Just the four of you?
No. Went across the street to my parents and my sister and her husband and their son came.
You must have had another turkey then.
We had 2 turkeys.
Okay.
My mom, it is way too much. My mom's like, we're only doing 1 turkey. And I said, next year. And I'm like, okay, well then I should cook it. She's like, fine, you could have cooked it this year. I'm like, that's not true. Because every year I say that and you don't want, which I get it. Like maybe everyone doesn't want to smoke turkey. That's fine.
Why wouldn't you want to smoke turkey? Cheers, man.
Cheers to 30 years of Bourbon County.
Yeah.
That's delightful. It tastes like
that's very good.
It's a little
that's very nice.
Spicier than your traditional.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
But yeah, so it was good. You know, the stuffing was good. What else stood out? My sister did it was like a smoked marshmallow bourbon cocktail.
Okay.
Forgot what else was
fun.
in it, but it was just like marshmallow bourbon she got.
Okay, so it's flavored bourbon already.
And then she like rim the glass, with caramel and then like this gold, like rock sugar sprinkle kind of thing.
Okay.
Like a margarita glass kind of
deal. Right.
It was so good. I only drank, like 1,000 of them.
Right. I made freezer door Manhattans. So you take a whole bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
And you empty out 6 ounces or whatever, 4.5 ounces, and you put the other ingredients from Manhattan into it. Shake it up, throw it in the freezer. And then we just had Manhattans all night.
We should do that for a show of that Range Life.
We should. Because it went over really well. People really liked them. They're a little almost like you described this as spicy, a little spicier than you're used to with just as like a normally made Manhattan, I feel like. I don't know.
I'm curious.
But,
I look forward to doing this soon.
Yeah. I still have some in the freezer.
Next garage show.
Yeah. All right.
I would also like to point out, just one sip of this, I feel it here.
Yeah, that's no joke. It's got a pretty strong 15% probably.
You keep talking amongst yourselves.
So I made
14.4.
Okay, yeah. A new stuffing. So usually I do a stuffing that is actually single serve. I put them in in a muffin tin, so that way people just swoop one. And it's got some pancetta and some leek, things like that in there. It's very good. All the vegetables are done. You do the pancetta first, and then you do all the vegetables in the fat that comes off the pancetta, and you just put it all together. It's very good. This year, I made a second one for another Thanksgiving dinner that we went to with my sourdough. So it was a sourdough stuffing, and it was real good.
Part of me is like, man, if you had some, I would have loved to try it. I'm like, I'm so over.
Oh yeah, no, it's gone.
The amount of, I think the last 2 nights are the first like home cooked meals, last counting tonight, home cooked meals we've had since Thanksgiving. Because I just can't have like home cooked food. We've had pizza, Chinese,
right.
Mexican.
Look, so there's two thoughts of that. Like my wife overcorrects and tries to make up for all the poor eating that we do for the 3 or 4 days. Right. And so she's like, I need salads. I'm like, no, it's pizza, it's Chinese, and that's what we ended up doing.
Well, and
don't
get me wrong, those foods are like far from health foods, but at the end of the day, like
I'm also tired of making food
and the mess of it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like to me, you don't eat a ton of pizza. It's really not all that bad for you. You don't eat a ton of the Chinese food. Like it's
and it's
a lot of vegetables.
It's a 3-day order. You order it, you eat it for 3 days.
Right. So, it's not like we were like, hey, let's get a bunch of Italian beefs and hot dogs, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's just I'm not ready for it. Now. Tonight we had a delightful like bow tie pasta with a vodka sauce. I'm like, so good. I ate way too much of it. It's a miracle I'm out here with you right now.
I made a new pasta dish the other night where I actually roasted up some of I sliced the little tiny baby tomatoes, sliced those in half, drizzle some olive oil on them, face up, like slice side up, breadcrumbs, throw them in the oven for like 20 minutes, and then fold those into the pasta and go from there.
One of the questions I was going to ask, not on the sheet, was just like, hey, what are your thoughts about this going from a show sometimes about golf to let's just change the channel to a skateboard channel? But
I don't know anything. I was a BMXer, man. I didn't do skateboards.
We can do that too.
Yeah.
Well, neither of us can probably do either of them now.
Fair.
But
I could ride a bike.
Me too. And I can probably
Can we go over by Grants and do like jumps like I did with the snowboards?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So I was going to suggest that, but maybe I think we're just a food show now.
Yeah, I think food and booze. Food and booze. That's the show.
And again, I think same vibe. We won't take it serious, and we'll probably be like, watch out, Gordon Ramsay. Check out our channel blowing up. So leave another comment if you want us to do that.
Yeah. Maybe like once a quarter or something, we just go food and booze and we talk about some. I mean, you could legit do like real stuff.
We've talked about that. how many times have we talked about in the past? Like, we need to do a show sometime where I'm just like barbecuing.
Yeah.
We do the golf show, but the barbecue's in it.
I mean, we
But,
got
like,
the good mics now too, like the good labs. We could set up in the summer outside.
The fact that we have, well, that's also so on brand for us. Like,
you
all
could
these.
you could be at the Traeger. I'll be in the kiddie pool, just lounging,
that'd be
and then we'll just
really funny.
they'll just do the show.
But like, talk about another idea that wouldn't be hard to do, might be interesting to just change things up, and we just don't do it. That doesn't sound like us at all.
Did you get any good shopping done on Friday? Do you have any good Black Friday deals besides the beer?
No. Black Friday beer was good, and I do appreciate how we talked about this before the show, like how easy getting the good beer is now.
Yeah.
Both my stops were in and out, and I got enough. I don't have a ton of it, and that's fine.
Yep.
As we've talked about Bourbon County specifically, I now have 6-7 years of.
Yeah, I'm trying to unload the 2017 stuff I still have because that's it. It's not gonna.
Let's do a show.
You want to?
That's all right. We'll do a show this winter. We'll line them up.
I'd be totally down for that for sure. I did. So here's my thing on Black Friday deals for the most part, because my children don't ask for anything that would ever be on sale ever.
Yeah.
So instead, what I tend to do is I either replace things in my house.
Yep.
So I got a new like cutting board.
Okay.
I got a new juice citrus squeezer thing. I got a new grater for the kitchen.
None of these things are like. So you saved like $6.
That's not true. You'd be surprised. The citrus guy I got is like hardcore. It's not one of those metal ones. It's like a real good one. Normal price is like $25. And all these places throw in free shipping on Black Friday. Like, whatever, here's free shipping. Because otherwise, you're buying something that's $10 and you're paying $6.
I'm going to go on a limb, knowing you well enough, what you do for a living and your general life situation. While I get what you're doing, you did not need Black Friday for any of these things.
Probably not. But that's besides the point.
This isn't like getting a $2,000 TV for $700.
I did buy a sound bar.
Nice.
Which I'm kind of annoyed at because we wanted to get one for the bedroom, so I bought one.
I bought a soundbar on Black Friday 5-ish years ago, and we never use it.
Oh, really? Well, I bought this new one, put it in the bedroom. Our soundbar in the living room is probably 3 or 4 years old. The living room one is way better, which means now I'm going to probably have to buy another one.
Isn't that good though? Like, I guess I don't know where you do most of your TV watching. I feel like I want the good stuff in my primary watching location.
But we never watch it like with good sound because it's like to go to sleep. We watch TV at night in our bedroom. In the living room, I watch all my sports, watch movies, watch the good shows. Like I watch a lot of Star Wars stuff, on the
Top Gun.
The big TV. I haven't watched Top Gun yet, but like the big TV, I want the good sound on.
Right, so the good sound bar goes up there.
No, I want them both. I want them in both. Now I know.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
If you have one or the other, though, I would feel like for the big viewing experience, you want the sound.
There's also the issue with the soundbar.
What a show we got going on.
The soundbar in the living room doesn't have an HDMI ARC input. Are you familiar with the HDMI ARC?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't have one of those. So I'm using optical, which is fine. But now I have 2 remotes I have to use. HDMI ARC, you just have one remote, because it responds to TV commands. So anyway, so I got that. I also
very real problems in our house. In our
oh no, here's the true tragedy. I decided to upgrade my monitor in the studio.
Nice. Excuse me, the stew.
Going from a 27-inch to a 32-inch curved.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm going to get an arm, so I get it off the desk. Got a whole plan to kind of redo it. It arrived today in the mail, unboxed it. Nice big crack right down the center of that monitor. Like,
I heard
God
that.
Bless it.
I heard that happens with the curved monitors a lot.
I saw the box and I'm like, there's no way this isn't broken, because that curved monitor I knew was going to happen.
That sucks.
So now the good news is it was from Best Buy, so I'm going to take it over back to Best Buy and I'm just going to swap it, not do the shipping thing. So.
Knock on wood. Best Buy.
I also bought another Nike sweatshirt, Nike hoodie. The Nike deals, so, a lot of these Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals are garbage.
Well, and they do the whole like, oh, it's 70% off of a price it never was before. That's way higher. And you're like, oh, okay, that's funny.
Or
how that
it's
works.
like, and I'm looking at you. I'll look directly at you, Linksole. Like, hey, it's 40% off. I love Linksole stuff. Just don't pretend that you're giving me a deal when you're not. That's all.
Linksole.
Their stuff that was on sale has been on sale. And I know, been on sale all year.
Here's my commentary on Linksole, and I think we talked about on the show. They might make pound for pound the best clothes in golf.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are far and away the most overpriced.
Correct.
Not worth it.
Correct.
Easily the worst website in all of clothing, definitely golf.
Ladies and gentlemen, every time, so it's me, you, and Adam on a text chain. Linksole sends out a text or an email that says this is going on sale. Most of the time, if it's 60% off plus another whatever, you're like, okay, I can justify a pair of board shorts for $40, right?
If you're a size like children small,
that's the other thing, right?
We're looking for like banana brown.
Right. That's very true. That's why I don't own a pair of their pants.
Right.
Because if you want peach pants in a size 32.
Side note, I was converting to their pants, getting lucky, but that's why I only had like plum and some weird olive greenish color.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these are the pants. These are the way forward. And I'll just bide my time, or
there's a new king in town, isn't there?
There's a new king in town.
Yep.
Those True Linkswear pants that I talked about in the video, last week's video, whenever that video went up.
Yeah.
I don't see me buying too many pairs of Linksole pants anymore.
And you want to talk about value? If you want to, not
I'm
cheap.
tangled in my mic cord.
I remember my first time with the microphone.
Oh shit!
That's why you had to go to the lab so you wouldn't get tangled. Not cheap. None of that stuff. Worth every penny.
Yeah,
like straight up. Anyways, that was a rant that.
But every time Linksole, every time there's a sale, we're like, great, we're gonna look at it. We all
and then Bill. I hate their website so much. Every single time we get that text in our group.
It's so bad.
It is
and
bad.
I'm going to tell you this. Websites aren't hard.
Mm-mm.
Especially if you're paying people to do them.
But I think it's a Shopify storefront or something. I don't think they're doing their own programming.
They got something that's custom in there that's causing their
for sure
horrible slowness and lag.
It's a Shopify something because there's a skeleton crew there. It's not a big company by any means.
I mean, it might be outsourced, paid for. Don't get me wrong, but I love the brand. I'm wearing a jacket of theirs right now.
Sure.
I love, which I got from one of those sales, and it took 7 minutes probably to add it to a cart, just because the website sucks.
Right.
And it was worth every penny. That when I said penny, there was so Chicago.
It's true.
Penny. But God, if people, because people are buying it, if people are spending the cashmere sweater that was $500.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
$500
even
for
the
cashmere
waffle sweater was 125 or 140 or whatever it was.
My wife had a pretty solid up their career for Neiman Marcus, the finest of fashion brands and cashmeres and what have you.
Right.
And I sent her that link and she's like, that's just laughable. She's like, I could get, I'm going to tell you right now, the amount of brands that would out cashmere your little Linksole brand.
Right.
For less than that.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, that better be the world's best cashmere. So you're charging people $500 for a limited edition cashmere sweater. I need to see that website lag go away.
Right.
It should have take 45 seconds for the next row of something as you scroll down to load, and then 5 minutes to add it to your cart. So my Black Friday shopping, all it consisted of was Liam's electric drum set.
It's a good story, though.
Yeah, which I'm not going to tell here for a variety of reasons, but we got Liam an used electric drum set that was not a Black Friday deal. Now, I will say, maybe I'll get this. I didn't get True Links. We had a great Black Friday deal going.
They did?
I did not buy anything because, as you know, I have a lot of True Linkswear shoes, and I'm like, I'm good right now.
I still need to order a lot of other stuff besides the shoes from those guys, especially their hats.
Yeah. Don't get me started, True Links. We're on the hat debacle. Just kidding. Just kidding.
They fixed it. They made it right.
Yeah, they did. Brandon did.
Right.
Shout out, Brandon. Radmore had some good deals. Didn't get anything. And then over, like quite literally, the Black Friday holiday weekend, I sold random set of irons I had laying around still. Because I don't know if you know this, I have a lot of golf stuff. And it's like, let's just get rid of some of this stuff.
Talk about doing some shorts. You could come out here and just make a year's worth of shorts on clubs.
Want to do that sometime?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Got it.
Actually, there could be good.
I know it could be good.
With the Goodwill games alone.
Yeah. This old club.
This old club. Trademark.
TM.
Then I sold a pair of Jordan golf shoes that I had.
Nice.
That I've had them for years and never worn them, so I sold them for a lot of money. And I got some random email with Roback being like, we're extending it one more day. And the 312, the Chicago shirt.
It's a good shirt.
Back in stock. When I'm like, I sold all that stuff. I deserve it. I'm like, I kind of like this. It's called Game Over, and it's all the different console remote control.
Also good.
I need that. And you know what gets me? Every time I see it, like my eyes just immediately drawn to the Nintendo 64 controller. Another recurring theme on the show.
That's really funny. Yeah, because I guarantee you, I'd see the Nintendo controller.
Yeah,
but that's my controller.
Just like you see the three handles.
Yeah.
It just catches my eye. I'm like, I need that shirt.
Yeah.
Well, then I've had, I think it's called the Sioux and the Bigfoot and their dinosaur shirts.
Sure. Yeah.
Wow. There's a third one, the Dino. I'm like, well, I'm already here. It's 20% off. All right, I'll get that shirt too. So I did. I guess you could.
Did you get
argue,
all three of those?
I got all three of those shirts for 20% off.
That's really good.
And I would not have spent that cash on 3 shirts if it wasn't for selling irons and golf shoes.
I need to refresh all my golf shirts too. I've been on the Club Champion channel hitting golf balls, and
Captain Club Champion they're calling it.
And some people say the
amount of people that reach out to me about that, like,
really,
like I'm involved in. Like, 1, I'm not. 2, I don't like it. So
you don't like it. What do you mean?
I just go with it for the show.
Oh, okay, fair. Right.
Guys are always jib jabbing.
Right.
I'm like, I had no idea what was happening. I'm glad you liked it. I'll let them know. Continue.
My point is, my shirts are hanging off me.
This guy.
No, but I think they're just old. Like they're just
stretched.
They're just stretched out.
I'm losing weight. I'm so skinny.
I mean, I did lose a lot. I did lose weight, but they're also just kind of worn out. I mean, some of those shirts I've had for 10 years.
I've lost weight too, Chris. Okay. God. You get it. You're skinny and they're beautiful.
One last, that's not true. I'll accept that. One last deal I almost forgot about is the Big Mac's deal. Our favorite bag my favorite bag and push cart company. That sale's still going on right now. If anybody wants to go and watch the video that I did about it. I mean,
you do not get to plug that at the end now.
I plug both of my things.
You've done both. Yeah. Your plugs are done for the end of the show.
Fine. All right. Moving on to the next topic then. What do you want to talk about?
Your deals, that's the Big Mac's deal is a good deal. They make good stuff.
So the bag I got is $130 right now.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's absurd. And then the other one that's really kind of that jumped out to me, and I almost kind of pulled the trigger on it, is the fold flat
Quattro?
Not the Quattro, the one I had.
It's not called the Blade
IP,
IQ,
right? Blade IP? Isn't that the one maybe that's not the one on
We're
sale.
really good supporters of this company.
But I know it's the fold flat. It's like it goes really small.
You can see
whatever.
here, off camera, between the workbench and the toolbox. I used to slip mine in right there.
I was saying that I slipped mine between the couch and the wall.
Yeah.
In the stew. That's how flat the thing. Anyways, they're having some really good sales on.
I tried to think of another bag you could get for $130, just to devil's advocate, be a fair, independent, full of integrity golf guys. I don't know of one. Maybe like sub 70s bag, but I've never had one, so I don't know.
Yeah. But from a value perspective, like that is That's absurd.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
You could just buy that just to have. Like, who cares? Just have it. God knows that's what you do half the time, anyways.
No, I don't. Not at all.
Now I have 3 bags in the stew, which is ridiculous.
It's Bill Bush Jr.
I only have 300 square feet of office space.
Take it easy over there. I mean, think of all the bags and staff bags I have in my office space, which is about 6 square feet.
It's true.
Well, it sounds like we both had good enough.
A very expensive day or two. Yeah.
Right. All right. So one thing I wanted to cover, I thought we'd get to it sooner, but you know us.
Yeah.
I texted you immediately when it happened, but I couldn't tell you.
I wanted to hear
why.
the story off the top. Yeah.
Yeah. I had another what world do I live in?
I mean, your
experience
text
today?
was alarming. Like
What?
you were out of breath. I could tell you were like
Flustered.
Yeah,
Not out of breath, but definitely
you
flustered.
Were flustered. You were flustered for sure.
So today, just with things timing up, and I could hop out from a meeting time, and I get asked, "Can you go pick up Liam from?" He has half-day kindergarten, so he's kindergarten in the morning every day.
Okay.
And then on I think Tuesdays, every Tuesday. Obviously, I know it's Tuesday today. I mean, like if it's every Tuesday and that's it.
Yeah.
He has kindergarten enrichment. So
That's cool.
It's a program. His preschool.
What's he studying in enrichment? Anything good?
A little calculus, a little trig, the usual.
I mean, I was in that kind of stuff, but we were doing like Rome, Greek mythology, that kind of stuff.
I think this is more like, can you make a turkey around your hand and that kind of stuff.
Okay, fair. Fair.
So I don't normally go pick him up.
Okay.
And basically, yeah, I'll go get him. So I go pick him up today, and you have to sign your kid out.
Right.
Well, since I never go, his teacher's never met me, and she introduces herself, and I go, "Oh, hi, I'm Bill," and all of a sudden I just hear, "Bill." Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where's it coming from? I see a gentleman.
Frank?
I see a gentleman now. I love Frank. Shut up, Frank. I'm like taken aback. I don't. What's happening? Is it Bill? Yeah. And I'm going. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it someone with that? I born and raised in this town.
Right.
I run into people.
And it's kids' parents or whatever. You may
Who
cross
knows?
paths at the barbecue
right.
thing,
And
whatever.
I'm and it's funny because as you know, like, I feel like if anybody would know this, it's you. Like the things I remember and stick with me, but then the things that don't, and it's been worse lately. It's not clicking. And then I'm like, it's got to be someone I grew up with, and like maybe they've aged and just look different. But why isn't it registering to me? It's just not.
No, you can see the guy that said, "Is that Bill?"
Yeah, now we're like face to face. Like, Bill,
okay.
Is Bill Bush? I go, yeah. And I think I was being like, not like, what?
Yeah, right.
Especially like in front of the kindergarten enrichment teacher, my child.
Trying to be affable and
I think it was like, yeah. It's none other than the captain, Kirk Williams.
Shut up.
Former
Yeah.
winner of that Range Life contest.
Yeah.
And
that is amazing.
it turns out he lives in this town, you know.
Right.
I'm like, and he introduced himself. I'm like, you, and I think my exact immediate words were, "You got to be kidding me."
That is so
It's
great.
like, never expected this.
Yeah.
And I was like, even reliving, I'm like, I don't even remember what I said. And I was so, I think I probably repeated, like, I just can't believe this is so wild and bizarre.
Yeah.
And there's some like, he's very complimentary of us. I'm like, you're giving us way too much credit here. Like, relax, bro. And I did say to him, I go, this will be talked about. Kris is coming over to record tonight. This will be on the show. So, Kurt.
Just so you know. Yeah. There you go. There you go.
But then I started telling him, I was like, it's funny because a couple of weeks ago at the Village Links, I got the "Do you do golf reviews?" And then I started explaining to him, I think like I said in the show when we talked about that experience, there's been waves of like what golf content has like hit the slipstream of SEO and the pop culture and what have you.
Yeah.
And like blogs had their time in the 2007-ish range and, dominated, or not blogs, forums.
Forums, right.
And then my foray into internet golf world was around 2013 when the independent blog website thing like really took off. And so I'd wear that logo around and people would be like, oh, do you like that website? I'm like, I am that website,
You're
dude.
right.
And so I ran that would happen quite a bit, but like the website thing isn't as big now. So I'm like having this conversation with him, but then his kid's coming out and I'm like, oh, Miss Eileen. I don't have Miss Eileen these days, but I know Miss Eileen from previous years.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, Miss Eileen's out with your kid. You know, all right, we'll see you later.
I love how you say, I don't have Miss Eileen this year. Like,
let me tell you something about Miss Eileen. When your kid goes here, you all have Miss Eileen.
Everyone goes through Miss Eileen.
She's the best.
Yeah.
You have Miss Eileen. I'll just say that. But anyway, so I'm like telling him this long-winded story because I still like can't get my feet under me, and I'm convinced it's me trying to like create some sort of foundation to balance on.
Did you have any feeling of like you had to perform?
No,
like that you had to like.
No,
be Bill Bush
I needed to
YouTube
like. I just needed to get my wits about me.
Okay.
Which you know me, like I'm usually
It's
okay in
normal.
that, but in this, like it's so like
Right.
wait, and especially him. Because I know him a little bit, and
Yeah.
there's a rapport there,
Yeah.
and there's been an interaction, and I think highly of him. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's been very supportive of what we do.
For sure.
So I think maybe that was it. It was part of the pressure being face to face with him of all people. It's not
Yeah.
just someone that's like, oh yeah, I've talked to you on Twitter.
Right.
And so like I just am trying to be like this story about how like I don't run into that. Right? It's like Drive Range Heroes. Most of the time, people are like, who?
Yeah.
Or That Range Life on YouTube with Chris McEwen. Like, I don't know who Chris McEwen is. I don't know what That Range Life
Right.
is. Oh, that video? That was you guys?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Maybe they're like, oh, I think I heard Sub 70 talk about you or Tour Edge talk about you. You're like,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
But the like in the wild thing. So I was trying to get to. I'm so flustered by getting like recognized in the wild for this,
Right.
especially in this town. And of course,
Yeah.
I don't finish it. And he said like, then to make it worse, he said nice things about me to my kid, where like it could be a legit moment one day where my kid's going,
Right.
man, a stranger said these awesome things about my dad
Yeah.
to me.
Right.
And Liam, you
Can
know,
you imagine? Do you ever think about that? Like, so like
you know Liam, he'll remember this.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
And then you
100%.
think he did it, and then he'll be like 4 years from now, I'll be like, do you remember that guy
Yeah.
in Richmond?
Right.
And then
I was
Liam,
gonna say too, like when we did the first intro that didn't work.
Yeah.
Because I didn't power up everything properly. We've really, I feel like in the past 3 months, maybe 6 months, I feel like we're really cultivating our little community. Like we're like this little indie band, and we really do have this community. We have, Kevin O'Neill is over on the Club Champion channel, being like,
Kevin, stop it.
that's a get right there. Like you guys got Chris McEwen, that's a get. Like that's, you know what I mean? You've got Kirk calling you out in real life. You've got a guy at Glen Ellen or at Village Links saying like, we've got Frank. I mean, we've got like
Frank is the GOAT.
We've got
of all
people,
of them.
man.
Frank's
like, it's like our little community. It's no joke.
I miss Frank so much. I miss him. That Insta story he posted on Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I was like,
man, he's such a dude. I know.
my guy,
Just
Frank.
such a dude.
Interesting to hear. Maybe I need to lean in. Maybe this is what we need to lean into. Kirk goes, yeah, over COVID, nothing going on. Like that's when I found you. And I started reading like all the Shaft reviews. And I'm like,
Yeah.
And the same thing, the other guy, Shaft reviews. Am I the golf shaft guy? Like I
You-
thought it was a
100%.
well-rounded equipment. Am I
No, you're the shaft guy for sure. For sure. I feel like you're the putter guy and you're the golf shaft guy.
Thank you for adding the golf on that time.
Yeah.
Last time it was a little weird. Okay.
Don't be that. Don't be.
You can't help it. So is that maybe that's just what
I mean,
do
you
now?
could, like.
I mean, you're a Captain Club champion to talk about
I
him
am
now.
Captain
So
Club champion. Yeah. I mean, you write about golf shafts, which is cute. I actually use them and test them
use them and test
and
them. Yeah.
in Club Champion.
And know exactly what they're talking about. You're like, oh
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low launch, high spin. That's me. Yeah. What? Yeah. Give me that.
I just do what the numbers tell me to do. That's
Side note, that Vista Pro that I think you talked about on your Instagram story that you did a video with them for. Mark Witt my buddy Mark Witt, the Oak Park guy,
Really?
helped us out with our review for that, and still games it in his driver to this day.
That I wouldn't game it in my driver, but I would certainly put it in my 3-wood, and I would certainly play it in my hybrid.
What if you didn't have $400 or a free Ventus TR at your disposal, so you wanted to save some money but get a better shaft?
I mean, well, yes, probably.
There you go.
It depends what is already in my driver, because that thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
You already have a Ventus TR Black
but
in your driver.
Whatever the stock was comparatively, because with driver, it was a little spinny and a little balloony.
Could be right.
Yeah. So I swung a little too hard.
The point of that story. Well, Mark Witt swings a lot slower than you.
Right.
And it's a different demographic. I'll just say that.
Okay.
And the whole point of that shaft is you get really good quality for a fraction of the price.
I couldn't believe how well it performed. I mean, when I hit it with driver, it did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Right.
I swing too fast for it.
Not a big deal.
Yeah. What's really great, you got to go, first of all, everyone should go to the Club Champion YouTube channel, find the videos that I'm in, and do what Kevin did. And just like pepper Club Champion, like, I can't believe you got Kris McEwen. That's what we need to do. We need to really play up how cool it is that Club Champion got me. I like that bit. I think that's fun.
God help us.
Because the really fun thing is, like, people don't know me, and they're like, this guy, that's what I am in the comments. Like, they don't know who I am. They're like, this guy still swings too hard. Because the idea of bringing me in was we need someone that's not that good at golf. Like,
that was not the idea.
But like a mid-handicapper. Like a mid-handicapper.
So they said, you know what? Let's pick a guy who writes for a website and makes videos about golf. He probably
Well, they did
sucks.
ask me. They're like, what's your handicap? And I told them it was like a 12.5 or whatever. And they're like, okay, because they've been asking, the viewers have been asking for other people to come
It's
hit
true.
golf balls.
I get taken to task all the time. I'm like, I'm sorry I have a website, and I'm sorry I swing at this speed.
I mean, you're not alone.
I would love to. Well, you should get someone else. I'm like, who?
Right.
Who would you?
Right.
What? You have to be a certain type of weirdo to want to do what we do.
Right. No one knows that.
No.
Everyone thinks it's fun and games. They don't know.
And I've tried
how psychotic it really
the
truly
amount of
is.
people I've tried to be like, hey, you fit this mold better. Can you help me out with this? And they're just like, anything beyond showing up to a driving range and like hit half a bucket of balls, it's too much work.
Right.
I'll take that free,
but I'll take the shaft, or I'll take the
No.
Right. Yeah, but the comments are really fun to say, like, well, the first video that I did, the Ventus TR testing, a couple of guys really laid into me about how bad my swing is, which is fair. Yeah. It's not great, but I'm a 12.5. But these are the same people that are complaining about not having mid-handicappers on their channel. So they put a mid-handicapper on there, and then they're like, this guy's swing sucks.
I don't want to talk about this anymore because I'm just getting mad. Because that's exactly it. Like, oh my God. Golf internet's worse.
And we gotta get Jake on the show, because I feel like you'll bond over that, because Jake is like he replies to all of that stuff.
Stop, Jake.
But he does, and he does it so well. When you and I would be like, we would say so many things that would just
it's funny, right before I came out,
he's so good at it.
I came out here to talk to you. I was texting with Ryan Q Info, and I said, hey, do you remember there was a Mexican, like from Mexico, Mexican player? I just wanted to be clear that I needed to be very regional specific.
Okay.
Who, like, right around the time of the Mayakoba, Matt Kuchar drama.
Sure, yeah.
Like, he had a weird random story, rags to riches, and sort of like blew up. I'm like, that's all the breadcrumbs I can give you. Do you remember who that was? He's like, yeah, the shrimp. Look him up. Yep. Up. He remembered the whole story from his bread. I'm like, right guy to ask. Of course, right. So as I'm talking to him, did you see how he got taken to task this week for daring to post that the LPGA school location was so bad? And these guys responded, like, look, this isn't that bad, and you need to you have the whole story straight. I'm like, every time this guy posts,
he had some edge to him later on, because someone was like, excuse me, blah, 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 blah. He's like, no, excuse me. And he corrected him, like, yeah, Ryan, get him, man.
My facts are, in fact, straightened, he said.
That's right. That's
but
right.
It's every time. And I was texting with him about one. I actually have one that's a recurring one about an individual person. I will not get into that one, but he was getting taken to task about something the other week. And I'm like, you run into more than anyone.
Oh, man.
The people who just wake up and go, you know what? I am going to be the ultimate contrarian to everything today, no matter how illogical it is.
It's also of his billion followers that he has, 3/4 of them know everything and are the smartest people.
Yeah.
And they let him know constantly.
So along those lines, hey, club champion, stop giving us someone who swings at 110 miles an hour. We're all mortals. We want to see something a little more realistic. Okay, fine. Well, he swings it too hard. What are you swinging at? Like 105?
Yeah. Yeah.
105 is still too fast.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing they want someone who swings it around
95.
95.
Yeah.
Fine. You swing it too hard.
Right.
Well, his swing sucks. You just said you wanted an immortal person. The royal you. Maybe it wasn't you individual commenter.
You guys, you gotta go and look at the comments. Like some purposes was like the other thing too was they thought it was the first one we did. They confused it with a fitting rather than like a testing. And so someone was like, I would this is it, last one. Because it's a whole new world for me, man. Like, you haven't been on someone else's YouTube channel. Like, no, this is not the same. This is not the same. You are one and the same with my YouTube channel. We have talked about changing the YouTube channel to this very name.
You've all heard this. Okay.
That's not true. They haven't heard anything yet.
You're right.
Anyways, someone said instead of spending $1,000 on equipment, you should spend it on lessons.
I know. I should. God.
Hey, to my credit to me, I did not reply or comment on any of them.
Here's what I want. Go over to those videos if you are a supporter, Kirk, and supporters of our channel. Go over to these club champion videos, and I want you to comment, oh my God, his swing is just like mine, and I swing it like the same speed.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this video. Please do that.
I love it.
Oh my God.
All right. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done. You already plugged your stuff.
I got all my plugs.
Go over to drivingrangeheroes.com this week. You can read the review on the Ram FX 77 irons. Golden Ram is back. Check that out. And Garson Max Tour putter grip. That was a fascinating little experiment. Got a review of those. Okay. Check that out. Then that's it, man. Good garage show. Good to be back.
It was a good garage show.
It's good to see you after 2 weeks. Like see you and talk to you.
Literally, yeah.
It's been wild.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you for the beer. It's delicious.
I'm thinking when we turn the cameras off, we just open the other one anyway. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
That's Kris McEwen at Kris McEwen on all social medias. I'm Bill Bush, DriveRangeHeroes.com, at Range Heroes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back to the garage with us. We'll see you next time.